HMS Alliance is a historic Royal Navy submarine that served during the mid-20th century and today stands as a testament to the evolution of naval engineering and submarine warfare. Commissioned towards the end of World War II, Alliance is one of the few remaining examples of the A-class submarines designed for operations in the Pacific Theater. Over her decades of service, she underwent numerous upgrades and adaptations, reflecting changing naval doctrines and technology trends. Now preserved at the Royal Navy Submarine Museum in Gosport, England, HMS Alliance serves as a museum ship, providing insights into submarine history and life beneath the waves. Design and construction. HMS Alliance was part of the A or Amphion class, also known as the Acheron class, a series of submarines designed during World War II for operations in the Far East. These boats were intended to replace the aging S and T class submarines, offering improved underwater performance, greater range, and better living conditions for their crews. The A-class design incorporated lessons learned from early submarine warfare, with a focus on speed, endurance, and stealth. Construction of Alliance began at the Vickers Armstrong shipyard in Barrow-in-Furness on March 13, 1945. She was launched on July 28, 1945, just weeks before the end of World War II, and completed on May 14, 1947. Due to the war ending before her completion, Alliance did not see combat service in World War II. However, her design represented the Royal Navy's shift towards modern, post-war submarine warfare, technical specifications, and innovations. HMS Alliance was built with a streamlined hull for improved underwater speed, which was a key improvement over earlier designs that often had boxy superstructures. The hull featured a hydrodynamically efficient shape, allowing Alliance to achieve higher submerged speeds and better maneuverability. This design philosophy made the A-class a precursor to modern fast-attack submarines. The submarine was powered by 2 diesel engines and 2 electric motors, providing a surface speed of up to 18.5 knots and a submerged speed of 8 knots. Her range was impressive, capable of traveling up to 10,500 nautical miles on the surface, making her ideal for the long-range patrols envisioned in the Pacific Theater. The Alliance also boasted a double-skinned hull construction, which not only increased her robustness, but also improved her diving depth capabilities. She could dive to approximately 500 feet, 150 meters, deeper than most submarines of her era. Armament included 10 21-inch torpedo tubes, 6 forward and 4 aft, capable of launching a variety of torpedoes, making her a formidable adversary in anti-ship and anti-submarine roles. Cold War service and upgrades. During the early years of her service, HMS Alliance operated in the conventional patrol and training roles expected of post-war submarines. However, the rise of the Cold War and the changing dynamics of naval warfare required modifications to keep her relevant. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Alliance underwent several major refits. The most notable refit occurred between 1958 and 1960, during which she received a major overhaul to convert her into a streamlined, fast submarine. The modifications included the removal of her deck gun, addition of a snort mast or snorkel, and reshaping of the conning tower to reduce her acoustic signature and hydrodynamic drag. These changes enabled her to operate more effectively in a submerged state, reflecting the post-war emphasis on stealth and underwater endurance. Additional improvements included upgrades to her sonar, radar, and communication systems, ensuring she could detect and track Soviet submarines. These changes were critical as the Royal Navy sought to counter the growing Soviet naval threat. HMS Alliance became a key component of NATO's anti-submarine efforts, operating in the North Atlantic and Arctic waters, where she conducted intelligence gathering and patrol missions. Role as a training submarine. In the 1970s, as newer submarine classes entered service, Alliance transitioned into a training role. She was primarily used to train submarine crews in navigation, sonar operations, and emergency procedures. This role was vital in ensuring that new recruits were well prepared for the challenges of underwater service. During this period, Alliance was stationed at the HMS Dolphin submarine base in Gosport, where she contributed significantly to the Royal Navy's submarine school. Her robust construction, roomy interior, by submarine standards, and long operational history made her an ideal training platform. Decommissioning and preservation. HMS Alliance was finally decommissioned in 1973 after nearly 3 decades of service. However, her story did not end there. Recognizing her historical significance, the Royal Navy decided to preserve Alliance as a museum ship. She was transferred to the Royal Navy Submarine Museum in 1979, where extensive restoration work began to return her to her Cold War-era configuration. Since becoming a museum exhibit, Alliance has undergone several restoration projects to maintain her structural integrity and historical authenticity. The most significant of these was a major $7 million restoration project completed in 2014, funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund and other donors. This project addressed serious corrosion and restored many internal compartments, allowing visitors to experience the atmosphere of a working submarine. Legacy and current role. Today, HMS Alliance serves as the centerpiece of the Royal Navy Submarine Museum, providing an educational and immersive experience for visitors. Her well-preserved state allows people to explore the cramped quarters, see the torpedo rooms, and imagine the life of submariners during the tense years of the Cold War. The HMS Alliance stands not only as a symbol of British naval history, but also as a tribute to the submariners who served aboard her. Her survival through the turbulent years of the mid-20th century, her adaptation to new roles, and her eventual preservation all reflect the broader story of the Royal Navy's transition from World War II into the nuclear age. In the broader context of naval history, HMS Alliance illustrates the evolution of submarine design and strategy, highlighting the technological advances and shifting tactical doctrines that have shaped modern undersea warfare. She remains a unique and tangible link to the past, offering a window into the world of Cold War-era submarining and the brave men who sailed the silent seas.